Hi everyone, and in this video I'm just going to have a look at the code editors for web development. I shortly look into two, and the third one more in detail that I found out to be quite useful, and yeah, this is about it. Let me briefly, before we begin with these three pieces of software that I wanted to show you around, what's the difference between them and what do I use, just to mention before we begin. Okay, so you probably heard about the code editor and the text editor. Just to begin with, what's the difference between them? So, web development, two staples are HTML and CSS. So HTML is not a programming language, neither CSS. So HTML, a markup language, and the CSS does the styling, and of course it makes the grids, layouts for and it styles the HTML as well. So these are probably the ones you're going to begin, and this is actually the text editor's job. Moving forward, of course, and then you're going to pick up, yeah, let's say JavaScript, maybe PHP and the other programming languages, and then it actually becomes a code editor because it can do more than just to do the text editing. But let's have a look what I use, why I use it, and there's actually a third option. YSUIG, what you see is what you get editor. So you have a Dreamweaver logo here, a notepad. Okay, let's have a look. So Dreamweaver is something I use. I'm kind of an old school guy, and started a long time ago. This was the best pick, Dreamweaver. And that's actually a mixture between the code editor and what you see is what you get. And the notepad, of course, that's a text editor, and as simple as that, that's free on Windows, and there's a substitute for that on the Mac. You can use that. Let's have a look what's the difference before we begin with the code editors. So the text editor and what you see is what you get. Right, so this is one of my websites, so it's online, cyphercrew.com. So basically, and this is how it looks, is this intro page. Basically, it's a directory where to find a job on a cruise ship. So you have the list of agencies, you have advertising on the left, and of course all the links. Then you have article list, job fairs, like it's it is one of the reasons, or actually the reason, why I actually use the Adobe Dreamweaver, and I'll tell you why, and why it's actually a mixture. This is loading a bit slow, but you can get the point. So you can get the pictures and everything. So layouts is the same, editing. So you post article and it's a blog. So, and if you go in a Dreamweaver, it looks like this. So basically what happens here is you can go anywhere, change the text, you can put some extra features, you can design it, and basically you change everything here, just like editing. So what you see is what you get. So you can change the article to something else if you want. And the beauty of it, you can actually copy and paste. So all my articles, if I go into articles, it's in a Word, so I can copy and paste the text and everything, it just works out. Or just simple, let's just say here, I need to actually put the advertising, so it's a code, it's a JS code. And then you go on the split screen. You see exactly where you need to put it, and you just copy and paste it, which is really easy if you just run a blog and it doesn't have extra functions. You have CSS styles, everything is here. So you can do this, or you can actually go to the code. So the code is as simple as this. This is CSS. Let's go to the source code. The source code, that's HTML. And this is the beauty of where I use it. I change the articles. I can change everything screen. I don't need to find it where it is in a code itself. So it's just really a text. the staples are HTML and CSS, of course. If you go to the folder of the website, so you have the whole thing here. You have articles, CSS, images, templates. This is the structure of the website, and I mentioned the text editor. Okay, so if you just right-click, go, open, and Notepad, right? So let's have a look at Notepad. So it's the same index file. Let's have a little bit bigger, so you don't need to install anything, don't need to look anywhere, and let's put this down. So this is the old style HTML, it's not the HTML5, however I need to update it, and the text, if you can see, content type, as simple as that. Everything here is the same, so you can use a Notepad if you want it. And actually some of the first courses I took online, the ones showed up, they were actually with the Notepad as well. The beauty why I still use it, this is design, of course. It's the layout as well, so I use the Premiere Pro for editing videos. You have the same structure, the same layout, it's only for video editing. Of course it's different, and of course I use the Photoshop, so that's why I'm still stuck at. And as I mentioned, it's very hard to teach an old dog a new trick. Also the reasons why I use it, unfortunately you need to pay for it, you need to pay a subscription monthly or yearly, so it's gonna cost you something, and it doesn't have to be honest. I used to code with using Adobe Dreamweaver, but then I decided to make a video. So whenever you go on a course, whatever your course you do, you're gonna find instructor giving you the choice. Well, it's gonna suggest you one or the other software anyway. But I went inside, and as I told you, Dreamweaver, you can use the one software as well. You don't really need to change this, and you can use the same one for every single course as well. Okay, guys, let's go. Very first one, let's have a look at Sublime Text. So the developer is John Skinner, individual. Cost, okay, so Sublime Text may be downloaded and evaluated for free, however, yes. So I did a course just now, and I followed up on the same code editor they were using. So it has HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and plus support. We'll look in that, and of course it works on Windows, Mac OS, so Mac, and the Linux, which is a good news. On a few courses and by other people, you probably wasn't updated for the last year or two. It still comes up as a free. It's an editor in its own, and as you remembered, so by Adobe, you have to pay a $20 fee every month, and it's going to end up being a $200 minimum, which is probably not the greatest thing there is. This is Sublime. It's the same text they opened. It's the same website. You can see content, site for crew. This is just a header, and all the other code is here as well. Unfortunately, I'm not going to look into the features. I used it for one course. It worked good, but there's a problem, and it came up quite quickly. This is why I'm making videos, I'm doing my research, and I'm using other software just to make sure what's happening. On the top here you can see I'm Sublime Text unregistered. So at one stage, after a couple of days I started to do the course, it says register or log in, something like that, and of course I had to look into this. So so Sublime Text, just type it in Google, so it's gonna come up. Decent website, so sublimetext.com, really nice. Everything is here, but then you can see registered, not registered, and then you have a buy button on the right. You click that, you end up here, and then you have the Sublime Text, total $80. Okay, $80 is going to stay with you forever. You can use it. It has not only one programming language. If this is your choice, some people too refer it as a free, but I don't think it's going to be free for much longer. Right, let's move on. Let me get you a free one. Right, moving forward. So the second one I want to have a look at is Microsoft Visual Studio. It's developed by Microsoft, of course. Costs free for private or commercial use. So if you use it at home and you get a job in IT somewhere else and you're going to be a developer, they might have this software as well because it's free for them as well. Programming language is JavaScript, TypeScript, CSS, HTML, and plus more. Operating system macOS, Windows, and Linux. I have to be honest, I haven't used them. This is how it looks. If you open the first page, it's pretty serious. So if you have a look, just HTML, just a small thing here. But why it's so serious? I haven't used it. I can't show you the shortcuts or anything like that. I have a full trust on it. Let's go quickly on our website. It's just one option, Visual Studio Code. This is what it is on a Google. You go on it and you can download this thing very fast. You have different platforms supported, as I mentioned, macOS, Windows, Linux. And what's the story with the programming languages and plus? So on the left hand side you can see what's going on here. So if you're a web developer, you're going to be focusing on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, which everything is here, C++, Java, PHP. Okay, PHP you're going to be using, and it's backend as well. So you basically, what you do is you just have one of these plugins installed, and it's going to take you further. So it's developed by Microsoft. It's open. It's available for free. I haven't used it, but some of the people who are using Sublime or using the next one I'm going to look into are switching to this one here. They're switching to Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and there's probably a reason for it. I have it here because some of the courses that they are mentioning it, they're moving to it, maybe a good time for it, and should be considered. I'm still busy taking courses and working on my own projects, so I'm gonna look into this next year. So Sublime Text probably is gonna go away, Microsoft gonna be more export, and let's have a look what else there is for you. So free software. Okay, the last one is Brackets. I want to look into this one quickly. So it's developed by Adobe. So Adobe is there. They have a free one. Not only the Dreamweaver or any other, but they have actually for some people who are probably starting out and want some software and want to be there and do things. Cost, MIT license. MIT license, I think, as much as I understood, I digged in shortly into it. MIT, it probably looks like Michigan Institute of Technology. Could be the case, but it's free. There's some restrictions. I mean, you know, even if it's a free source, there's no way you can have ended it and then sell it for some money. So even if it's free, you can download, you can have a source code, you can change the code. These things are companies are trying to avoid, which is fair play. Okay, programming languages, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and plus, so it's again more. Operating systems, okay, it's going to run on all of them, macOS, Windows, and Linux. Right, let's have a look what the features they have. So this is Brackets. It's going to open up. I was into the project here. So I showed you some around about the Dreamweaver. Now I am still using it. So okay, on the left hand side, this is a project. It's very basic. So you have like 3 pages, index, styles, user, JPEG. So these are my resources. This is HTML5. So it's not too bad. This is how it looks. So the big good thing is on the right hand side, you can actually see it in a live view the same way as I mentioned with Dreamweaver, but this software is free and it's from Adobe as well. So this project is not really finished, and this is how it looks at the moment. So this is the live view. It's the live view, meaning you can actually change the code. You can put it on one side, you have this one on the other side, and so you can have 2 of them next to each other, and you can do some things. So let's just stretch it out. Okay, this is my code HTML, this is the website, this is the live view. So if I'm going to change it on the left hand side, it's going to change it on the right hand side in live. The other things that you want to look, okay, Ctrl S is very simple, save, and that's for Windows users of course. So as I mentioned, from Dreamweaver you can switch in between the styles and the HTML. So simple as that. You double click here This is styles, this is Cascading style sheet, which is programming it. So what's going on, the cool things about it, and I mentioned the brackets is here. Let's say, so you style the things with CSS, right? So the saving, I said Ctrl S. The other thing, let's have a look. So this is div, and there's a class other post. So this is the what CSS called and how it's changed. So quick edit, and you can have your CSS changed here. So you have a float, you have a size, change the size, whatever there is. I want it bigger, 35, and then it's saved, and you can work on the CSS, not switching in between. Some very basic things. Okay, let's have, there's a picture here. It shows the picture. You can edit, you can change it for another one. So it's gonna give you a shortcut or show how it looks. Right, some more basic things. Okay, let's go in the style again, and let's say you want to change some color here, which is a basic thing, right? So alter box has a color, background color. Oh, that's the border color. But on the right click again, you have some features, have a quick edit, and you can pick a different color, and it's just going to change everything. You can have RGBA, hexadecimal, or other types. You can just switch in between them, and the color is changed, and it just changes here. So this is a tool probably to look forward to. And let's have a quickly look what it has on the website. This is the one I'm doing. Bracket, so it's for free. This is on internet, brackets.io. The links are underneath the video, so one software you might want to use. So a modern source, simple as that, you can download it from here. Loves JavaScript, it has a live preview, I just mentioned that. Inline editor, okay, that's the one. Yes, you can Ctrl E, you can get the CSS running on your HTML, don't switch in between them. Processor support, okay, well, don't know what that one is. Okay, there's lots of other things. Apparently it supports Git. I think there was extensions as well, so if you want to customize it. What was the last page I wanted to open here and then just show you around? Registry, brackets.io. It doesn't want to come up. Okay. Yeah, the extensions, right? They have all these extensions, descriptions, different languages apparently, some code themes, so you can change the screen, and all kinds of other. Okay, yeah, finishing your code. So if you start typing something, it's gonna finish the HTML or CSS code. So brackets, yeah, honestly, good piece of work. Well, these are my 3 choices for a free code editor for web developers. Sorry I couldn't go into detail about all of them. I'm trying them out, as you know. Web development, software development is ongoing learning. You learn something new, you work on your own projects, you improve, you do another course, or even if you work on your own project. This is the video for 2020. I will be learning as well, so if you want to see something more or a bit more details and what has changed, which is free, which is not free, you can probably just watch next year's video, of course. Of course, the brackets I was exposed more. It's from Adobe, it's free. I find it kind of useful. Then again, the Microsoft piece of software is let's say more advanced and has more programming languages, and you might consider that as well, just to give it a try and see what happens. Yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.